My stepbrother sabotaged my relationships for years, so I introduced him to someone who'd destroy his. Lucas destroyed 3 relationships before I figured out what he was doing. The first one, with Rachel, I thought was just bad luck when she suddenly accused me of cheating and blocked my number. The second, with Jennifer, felt suspicious when she said my own stepbrother showed her proof I was seeing someone else. Proof that didn't exist. But the third time, with Amy, I caught him. I came home early and heard Lucas in the kitchen with her. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but I saw him with another girl last weekend. I have photos if you need them. He had photoshopped pictures ready. Amy left me that night, crying, saying she couldn't believe I'd do this to her. When I confronted Lucas, he just smirked and said maybe if I wasn't mom and dad's favorite, he wouldn't have to even the playing field. That was 8 years ago, and he'd been doing it since we were teenagers. The thing about Lucas is that he built his entire identity on appearing successful. He drives a leased Mercedes he can barely afford, wears designer suits to show properties, and name drops clients he doesn't actually have. Our parents think he's killing it in real estate, closing million-dollar deals every month. Reality is he's drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, lying about his income to anyone who'll listen. Meanwhile, I went to medical school, became an ER doctor, and actually make the money he pretends to have. But I stayed single for years because I couldn't risk him destroying another relationship. Then I ran into Natasha at a medical conference in Chicago. We'd gone to college together before she dropped out junior year. Back then, she was sweet and struggling with tuition. Now she was wearing a Cartier bracelet and designer everything. We got drinks and she told me the truth. She'd figured out that insecure men with money, or men who pretended to have money, were easy targets. She'd gotten engaged 5 times in 6 years. Each time, she'd drain their accounts and disappear before the wedding. She showed me articles about her exes, men who'd lost everything trying to impress her. One guy declared bankruptcy. Another one tried to sue her but couldn't prove anything because she'd been added to accounts willingly. She said it with this casual pride that made my blood run cold. Then she asked if I knew anyone who might be her type. That's when I thought of Lucas. I invited Lucas to a charity gala at the hospital 3 weeks later. Told him there'd be wealthy people there worth networking with for his real estate business. He showed up in his flashiest suit. I found Natasha by the bar and walked her over to him, making the introduction seem natural. Lucas just closed a huge development deal downtown. $3 million project. He's being modest about it, but it's impressive. Complete lie. But Lucas didn't correct me. His eyes lit up when he saw Natasha, and I watched him shift into performance mode. Designer watch on display, talking about his investment portfolio, mentioning his Mercedes like it was paid off. Natasha played it perfectly. Interested but not too eager, asking questions that let him brag, touching his arm at just the right moments. I excused myself and let nature take its course. They were engaged within 2 months. Lucas brought her to family dinners and she played the role beautifully. Sweet, charming, talking about wedding plans and how lucky she was to find someone so successful. Lucas was spending money he absolutely didn't have. Designer purse as a 1-month anniversary gift. Weekend trip to Napa. A ring that probably maxed out another credit card. Mom kept saying how happy she was that Lucas found someone, how they were going to have such a beautiful life together. I just nodded and smiled. Then Natasha made her move. She told Lucas that for wedding planning purposes, it would be easier if she had access to their joint finances. He added her name to everything. His checking account, savings, even got her a card on his already struggling credit accounts. I knew because he bragged about it at Sunday dinner, talking about how they were building their future together. She cleaned him out on a Friday morning and was gone by lunch. Every account emptied, credit cards maxed with cash advances, even his emergency fund. Lucas called me panicking, then came to my apartment that night looking destroyed. That's when he saw it. My college yearbook was open on my coffee table, Natasha's face clearly visible in a group photo with me. His face went from confused to horrified in 3 seconds flat. You knew her. You introduced us on purpose. I didn't deny it. I pulled out my phone and showed him everything I'd kept. Screenshots of his messages to Rachel, Jennifer, and Amy. The fake photos he'd made, text chains where he admitted to our cousin what he was doing and why. 8 years of evidence proving he'd systematically destroyed my relationships because he couldn't handle being second place. I told him I'd already sent copies to mom and dad with a full explanation. Lucas started crying, saying he was sorry, that he'd pay me back somehow. But there was nothing left to take. The golden child image was shattered, and 3 months later, I got engaged to someone he never even knew I was dating.